Trinity family, our denomination has always been very profoundly about the mission of loving God and others. Our founders chose the title Church of the Nazarene in a rejection of prestige and status, and gave their lives in service to the poor and disenfranchised. This is why the name, the Church of the Nazarene, was chosen, because we side with those of whom it is asked, can anything good come from Nazareth? We recognize we come from a legacy where sacrificing for the sake of the other is key and primary. Today we have wonderful news to share with you. We now know when we will reopen the doors of Trinity Church and once again gather physically in the church building for corporate worship. And yet, as much as this is wonderful news, it is also a call for us to remember our heritage, which cares first for the other, even if it causes a burden or discomfort.
As a missional denomination which greatly values each and every life, you can imagine how deeply we have struggled through COVID-19 in trying to figure out how best to be a witness and continue to show love and compassion in this strange season. We have wanted to minimize our contribution to the expansion of the virus that's taking lives worldwide, even as we refuse to abandon our call to minister. As your pastoral staff, along with the input of the team leaders and our church board, we have pressed in to hear the voice of God during this season, and we have heard from our general superintendents, district superintendent, and Governor Stitt. In addition, we've sought input from several medical experts as we make decisions. We will reopen the doors of Trinity Church on Sunday, June 7th, for corporate gatherings. By this time, our state will be in phase 3 of reopening, and those 65 and older will no longer be under a stay-at-home mandate.
We have missed gathering together, and we're looking forward to being physically together again. However, in order to best protect and care for one another, our gatherings will include the following social distancing measures. We will need to stay 6 feet apart from each other when in the church building. Ushers will escort your family unit to your seat upon arriving and dismiss you by rows at the end of the service. We will need to creatively love one another from a distance. Friendly waves, air high fives, things like that. We will not offer nursery, children, or youth activities at this time. We will keep Sunday school classes and Wednesday night activities online and off-site for the time being. Our volunteers and staff will be wearing masks. And we are encouraging others to bring their own masks if they have them. We will provide masks at the doors as well for those who wish to use them. We will reserve a separate room from the sanctuary for those who would prefer a more protected space. This gathering will be limited to 40 people, and masks will be required to enter this room. People can RSVP for this space via our website. Additional sanitizing measures are in place now to assure you will be entering into a clean and safe space each and every time you join us for worship.
Please know that these decisions have not been made lightly, but only after much prayer and serious deliberation. We have arrived at a date and measures that we believe will allow for us to come back together in a safe manner. Please hear this from us. If you have concerns about rejoining or have a compromised immune system, you probably should not come. This is not a reflection of those who have faith versus those who don't. We believe in being the best possible stewards of all that God has given us, and taking care of our bodies is part of that faithful stewardship living. We love you very much and will continue to offer our online worship service for those who should continue quarantine and worship from home.
We thank you all for the grace that you have offered us during this unprecedented times. We continue to offer grace to one another in the season where our lives will continue to look for some kind of normalcy. I'd like to leave you with these verses from Ephesians. It says, Ephesians 4, verses 1 through 3, it says this: May we live a life worthy of the calling we have received. Be completely humble and gentle. Be patient, bearing with one another in love, making every effort to keep the unity of the Spirit through the bond of peace. Good verses. And we will live this out together. We love you, and we look forward to seeing you soon. And remember, June 7th, it'll be a great time of celebration and meeting. We love you.